Hey guys, how are we doing this evening? Welcome on in. Welcome in. I don't know why, but my eyes look a little glossy underneath of them, but not sure why. So we are going to be doing a new thing tonight. It's a little bit of a new thing. So thank you all for being here. Appreciate it. Happy Monday. If you missed our live from this afternoon, it was a really important case. And it was a really good live. If you guys have time to check it out, I don't even know how long it was. I think it was under an hour. So if you do have time, it would mean a lot if you could check it out and, just hashtag replay. That way I know you're watching it on the replay there. But I am TitaniumBuilt or Tanya. You can call me either or. This is my channel here. That's my name. Got to tell you the name. If this is your first time here, hi, hello, and welcome. If you're a returning Titan, welcome back for yet another live. We're here again. Now, I may take a couple days off this week, so if you don't see me, I will write in the comment or the community post, and I'll let you guys know. But whenever I do, it might be like tomorrow or the next day or something, just to have a couple days off. Haven't had one in a while. Yeah, Cheryl, I try not to. It's nice when you guys give them and it helps to support the channel, but I'm not a super chat train kind of gal. I don't have it in me to say it. Like, I can't even say it. I mean, like, literally, I can't. I talk about that to Vincent all the time. I'm just like, some of this stuff, like, is just too much. It's too much to ask. But that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. I'm just glad when you guys come into the chat, you like the video, you're here for the chat. I'm cool with that. And Cheryl, you're here every night. I love that. Really? Man, Cheryl, you know what I would do with $100 from every show? That'd be $700 a week. So I'd be rolling some money. I have extra $700. I know, Elisa. I know. We haven't been doing too bad, but yeah, yesterday was a tough one. But I'm always happy if we beat Cowboys. We could lose every game, but as long as we beat the Cowboys, I'm usually pretty happy. No, he didn't. He was blaming his parents. Bill, 10 months? Bill's been a member for 10 months. You might be the longest member I have. You and Vincent. And you might be neck and neck because I'm thinking that he is around the same time. He wasn't a member first time. Well, I'm so glad. Thank you so much for being a member. Thank you for being a member. That's amazing. I can't believe I've actually had memberships for that long. 10 months. Ooh, that's a long time. That's a long, long time. So, welcome in, like I said, and thank you guys for joining me tonight. We're going to start a new series on the channel. So every Monday for the month of December, we are going to be covering a different missing persons case. And let me go ahead and put her picture back up so that way it's up, because I don't have a whole lot of pictures of her, and we're going to be talking a lot of the time. So I want to make sure I get her picture out there. And look at that. Bill is like, been a member for 10 months. I'm just going to give 5 memberships out. Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Bill. That's so amazing. That's amazing. Thank you. That means a lot. That really does help the channel. And memberships is the best way. It really is. So we're going to be talking about Karlie Gusé today. And I put a poll up. So the poll, I put it up around like 12 o'clock. And I asked who we should cover. And the poll was like, it was neck and neck. And I was like, okay, I'm going to do Karlie because it was like 34% to like 24%. And I was like, okay, it looks like it's going to be Karlie Gusé. I should go ahead and start preparing for it. That was around probably like maybe 2 o'clock today. Cause I was like, I usually prepare, I'm going to do a whole show like this more time than that. But I was like, I'm going to sit down and see what's going on. And lo and behold, I was down a rabbit hole all day. Because this one is very interesting. She's been missing since 2018. And this girl disappeared, like thin air disappeared. So we're going to cover the whole case. Yes. I don't know about like the stepmom. And then, so there's a lot of key players in here. So I'm going to make sure you guys know all the details. And then, of course, as I was getting ready to put the show on tonight, I was like, you know what? Because like I didn't want to talk the whole time to you guys because I'm like, if I talk the whole time, I might lose them a little bit. So I was like, you know what? I wonder if Nancy covered this. Lo and behold, she did. And I got her. So we'll listen to her podcast after I'm done going through the case with you guys. And we will, I'll put up pictures of Karlie as we're, watching it. More breaking news, Aries? Man, I don't think that we're going to go a night without breaking news. But before we get started into her case, all the way deep down into her case, if you guys don't mind just taking a second, hit the like button. I am going to put the membership link into the chat. If you guys would like to join our channel membership, it's the best way to support the channel and support the creator. We'd love to have you. And I got to make a 1-year badge for you, Bill. Vince is going to have to get on that. And I don't think Isabel's in the chat tonight because she's probably asleep. And so is Jan probably. But if she listens to this on a replay, happy birthday, Isabel. I love you so much. You've been with me since the beginning, literally, like the beginning of my time on YouTube. So I appreciate you. And I hope you had a wonderful birthday. She's probably sleeping. Technically, it's not her birthday anymore, I think. I missed it, but it was because last night we were getting off the live and I was like, wait, it's 3 a.m. there. It's her birthday. Oh, crap. So I made a post on the community tab. So you guys should all check it out and then make sure you tell her happy birthday in the comments. I don't know, Doodlebug. So you guys are going to help me with this case today a little bit. So, I've heard of it, but I didn't really know a lot about it. And I really did a deep dive today and came up with some stuff to tell you guys, like a lot of stuff. So I have it all like in a Google Doc because when it was on like the web browser part, it was way too small for you guys to be able to like read it along with me. If you wanted to read it along with me, which is still kind of small, I guess. But at least you have an option. You can see it a little bit better. I wonder if I can, and I couldn't blow it up. Of course I can't blow it up. Okay. Of course. Maybe if I put me down here. That's a little better. That's a little better. Home before an explosion. Wow. There is a lot of stuff going on in this world, isn't there? Hey, Warflare. She wasn't really a troubled teen, Elisa. I would say she was just a regular teen, just enjoying life. But so basically, and I'm going to go through the whole case with you guys. But the gist of the case is she went to a party and smoked some marijuana with some friends, and then that was the evening of the 12th. And then the 13th, she wakes up in the morning and leaves the house, never to be seen again. And then her stepmom, her dad wake up and then they go try to find her. They can't find her. It was like she just disappeared. They do live in the middle of nowhere. I'm telling you, it's like the middle of nowhere. Could you guys do me one? Okay, give me one second. I'm going to go grab some ibuprofen. So I feel like I'm going to get a little headache. So hold on one second, guys. Sorry. Okay. Aries, I think she's taking the night off because she's probably sleepy. Sometimes she'll lay down and she'll fall asleep. Sorry about that. I had to go to the other side of the the house to get these. And it was like I was running. I get real bad migraines. So I get Botox on Wednesday, but the week before I normally will get headaches. But yeah, no, that's why I said marijuana. Yeah. Yes. Dr. Phil. Yep. They were on Dr. Phil. Well, Nancy got her too, got the stepmom. And it took me forever to find this podcast. I don't know how I found it. I was literally like, Vincent, help me find it, because he'll usually can find stuff if I can't find stuff, like if I know it's there. But we both were looking. We couldn't find it. Well, he didn't look really. I was looking, couldn't find it. And then I finally found it. So Aries, Botox is like they do like injections with a needle, and they will it's like freezing your muscles kind of. They do like 30 shots. It's a lot. It's a lot. So, okay, I'm going to go ahead and get started here because this is really long. I wrote out a lot tonight. So, this is going to be about her early life. So, Karlie Gusé was born on May 13th, 2002 to parents Lindsay Farley and Zachary Gusé. So, and if you need any refreshers on people's names, let me know. When she was a toddler, her parents divorced, and she would soon have a third parent in her life, stepmother Melissa Gusé. Her family also consisted of two younger brothers who were aged 9 and 10 around the time of her disappearance. In August 2018, Karlie moved with her father and stepmother to Chalfant, California, a rural community of about 650 people just east of the Sierra Nevada, between Yosemite National Park and the state of Nevada. So they live literally like, it's small. And I'll show you here shortly too. Where are we at? And where were we at? Okay. Given its size, many work and attend school in the nearby town of Bishop, just 14 miles away. The Gusé family lived on Ponderosa Street near White Mountain Estate Road. At the time, Lindsay had relocated to Yerington, Nevada, approximately 160 miles from Chalfant, and Karlie, wanting to remain close to her friends, decided to stay with Zachary despite Lindsay having been granted physical custody of her daughter. When Karlie wasn't attending classes at Bishop Union High School, she worked a part-time job at the title company Melissa worked for an escrow assistant. Those who knew her described her as a fun-loving and sweet girl who had a great sense of humor. Despite her being quiet and introverted nature, she was popular amongst her classmates and well-liked by many within the school community. So just a nice girl, smoked a little. If that's shoot. In high school, we were bad. We were bad kids. We were sneaking like vodka, the really crappy kind that you get at the gas station for like $6 and you get like the handle of it. And I don't know, it has like some Russian name or something. I don't know, or like German name. I don't even know where it's from, but it has like a crazy name. You probably will know it in the comments. You'll probably say it here in a minute, but it's some crazy name. That's what we were doing. Like this girl's just smoking a little bit. It seems like that's what it seems like. I don't know though. Now let me know if you guys have seen or heard of any toxicology reports in this case, because I couldn't find any. And I really want to know what was in her system for certain, So this is going to be leading up to the disappearance, the lead up to the disappearance. Around the time of her disappearance, Karlie was dealing with repercussions of having been suspended from school as a result of her having been caught using marijuana on campus. I think that was probably like the worst thing, Given her grades were also plummeting, she was forced to attend counseling, which seemed to help get her marks back on track. In the days before her disappearance, her friends say she was experiencing episodes and was worried someone was tracking her via her cell phone. Now, to me, that sounds like a mental health crisis. If they're saying episodes, if they have like a name for them. If she's having something so frequently, they have a name for it. However, both Melissa and Lindsay have said they themselves did not observe any unusual behavior. On the evening of October 12th, 2018, Karlie asked Melissa, that's her stepmom, if she could attend a football game at the high school, but had actually planned on going to a house party with her boyfriend. How many How many of us have done that? Oh, I'm saying I'm staying at your house. No, I'm saying I'm staying at your house. One of those deals, I've done that. I have. Um, So it says, unaware of her stepdaughter's real motives, Melissa granted her permission. At around 8 p.m., Melissa called and asked if she needed a ride home from the game, but was reassured by Karlie that her boyfriend would be driving her home. The events after this phone call are the result of information gleaned from Karlie's parents and those who were at the party. According to attendees, Karlie began to panic and became frantic. So that's at the party. She became like panicky, frantic, and is said to have been near impossible to console. At 8:30 p.m., she called Melissa and asked her to pick her up from the trailer park where the party was being held, saying, "Never mind, hurry up, I changed my mind, come get me. I'm booking it down Dixon Lane, hurry, hurry, I'm scared." Worried, Melissa drove to the area, noting that Karlie hadn't wanted to get off the phone and had been adamant about being picked up as soon as possible. Now, what happened between 8 o'clock when she called, her stepmom called, and 8:30? Like, what the heck could you do within 30 minutes? I mean, you could do a lot within 30 minutes. Don't get me wrong. But, 30 minutes? 30 minutes? Yeah. You were spoken about at lunch. I used to ride with the kid to school, and I didn't realize it, like my first ride there, first time going to the school, that he smoked. I mean, I knew he smoked, but I didn't know he smoked on the way to school. I didn't know he smoked at school. I just thought he was just that goofy all the time. And I get in the car, and it was the craziest ride I've ever had to school. I was like, oh, I'm going to take the bus from now on. Y'all are scary at 8 in the morning. But I'm just wondering what could happen if it's just a little bit of marijuana. So it says, when Melissa arrived at the trailer park, she found her stepdaughter was nowhere to be found. While searching the area, she spotted a small light and found Karlie almost a mile away, running down the street and using her cell phone to guide her way. Now, a mile, you're not going to see a cell phone a mile away. The light of the front of a phone, or even a flashlight. I don't know about that. When she spotted Melissa, she jumped in the car and told her she was very scared and emotional. That was echoed in her face, which Melissa described as having been ghost-like and with dilated pupils. Throughout the drive home, Karlie vocalized her fear that the car would kill her, and she changed seats numerous times. So while she's in the car with her stepmom, she's saying, this car is going to kill me. And she's trying to move to like the back seat, just trying to get to a safer, spot. By the time they had returned, Zachary, which is her dad, was home from work. According to both he and Melissa, Karlie was still acting erratically, huddling frantically in the corner 1 minute, then telling them how much she loved them the next. She was particularly afraid of her cell phone and of her parents getting close to her. When asked what was wrong, she was unable to tell them, saying she didn't know herself. To try and calm Karlie down, Melissa served her dinner, a salad that she referred to as the devil's lettuce. Now, don't they call the devil's lettuce weed? Isn't that what they call weed? Because I know they call a drug that. Is it weed? Let me know. I'm like, is it? Because I know that I've heard that. I'm wondering if she heard that at that party or before. Maybe she heard that term like devil's lettuce, and then she just regurgitated it, because it's like, okay, that's one. Okay, that's what I thought. I wasn't for sure. Just there's a lot of drugs out there, Now, is the devil's lettuce just marijuana, or is it marijuana laced with something? Probably just marijuana, I guess. Well, call me the devil. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding with my red microphone cover. That's funny. So it says, while her frantic behavior had died down, she had appeared anxious, disoriented, and paranoid, and had eventually admitted to having smoked weed while at the party. This led Zachary to believe she may have had an adverse reaction to the drug as she hadn't smoked in some time, but both he and Melissa felt she wasn't in immediate danger and did not drive her to the hospital. That's going to be, I'm just going to call it red flag number like 40, because number like, we'll say like number 4, but number 2, we'll say the flashlight in this one. After dinner, Melissa and Karlie spent time in her bedroom painting their toenails, coloring, and reading the Bible. While Karlie had calmed down, she was still acting out of the ordinary, so Melissa took out her own cell phone and began to secretly record her, with the intention of showing her stepdaughter how she acted when high. In the 8-minute, 45-second video, Karlie can be heard saying she didn't want to sleep in case she was killed, and she asked Melissa if she would call 911 if something bad happened to her. After the video was recorded, the pair spent a while chatting between 10:30 p.m. and 3 a.m. before both falling asleep. That's what I'm wondering. I'm thinking it's laced with something. Because you know how you always will tell like maybe a little bit of the truth, like give you a little bit. So maybe she was like, I smoked weed. Maybe it was, but I think, no, I don't know. I think they tested the weed. It didn't have anything else in it, but they need to test her body. I don't see, there's no toxicology reports out there. I can't find them anyway. So I'm wondering if they might be keeping everything tight, close. Maybe it's gagged. I'm not sure. But if I can, I'll try to do a FOIA. Really, Ashley? Bet it was spice, she said. See, like it's either that or she had like a mental break. Like they do have a marijuana psychosis. We're going to read a little about it, but I'm telling you, it's not common. I don't even think the doctor that wrote the article wanted to write the article. It's kind of like that, marijuana makes you like drive worse when usually people are slower things. I feel like they're slower drivers, like just slower in general. Maybe slower reaction time. Maybe that's what makes it bad. But this is going to be the disappearance. And look at this. This is all I have. I'm like, man, this is bad. And it's only actually like half of this. There's not a lot about the actual day. So the family's movements on the morning of October 13th, 2018 have been placed under intense scrutiny after Melissa admitted to Dateline NBC and Dr. Phil that she lied about her initial actions. Initially, she said she'd gone about her usual routine, waking up at 5:45 a.m. and getting the kids ready for school. However, when she opened Karlie's door, she found she was not in her bed and that Zachary hadn't seen her that morning. She told Nancy Grace that she had also given the wrong description of what she was wearing. The actual version, though, of events is as follows. At 5:48 a.m., Melissa awoke briefly to see Karlie lying awake next to her, not in the other room, but next to her, and fell back asleep. Between 7:15 a.m. and 7:30 a.m., she woke to find Karlie was gone and that the front door was slightly ajar. Worried, she and Zachary spent 2 hours driving around White Mountain Estates and the surrounding desert, thinking Karlie had simply gone for a walk to clear her head. Unable to locate her, Zachary called Lindsay in Nevada, which is her biological mom, who in turn told him to contact the authorities. The time was 9:35 a.m. Like, yeah. And then a lot of it, I mean, I don't know about pot, but a lot of it's like, if it is laced, it's not like, it's like synthetic. It's not real. Do you know what I mean? So they're just like putting all this chemical and, I mean, but this was in 2018. We got to think about that too. And they're out in the desert. Are they getting a bunch of stuff like that? I mean, I got to show you where they live. Let me show you here. Actually, we're going to go down to this other part and I'll show you that when we get to the tips. So this is going to be the investigation. With no immediate indication of abduction or a physical description of a vehicle, no Amber Alert was sent out in regards to Karlie's disappearance. Due to the remote area of Chalfant and the limited resources available to the Mona County Sheriff's Office, the FBI, and the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children were brought in to assist those working on the case. When investigators visited the home, they found no indication of forced entry. Karlie had left behind all of her personal belongings, including her cell phone, glasses, and what money she had. The FBI combed her cell phone and social media accounts and found a text to her boyfriend, which indicated she believed the weed she smoked at the party had been laced with something. This has led them to believe she could have still, this has led them to believe she could have still been feeling the effects of the drug when she went missing. Now, I don't know even about that. I just don't know, guys. Like normally once you go to sleep, if you fall asleep, you would think you would stay asleep till the drugs kind of wore off, and then you woke up, you would probably feel like crap, hungover, crappy. But I don't think that you would start just getting up and walking out the door and just walking towards the highway. I don't know. It almost seems like a mental break. If she was having episodes before, were these episodes when she was smoking marijuana, I wonder, from her friends? Like, were these all times that she had an episode was when she was smoking marijuana? There could have been like an underlying mental health condition, and then maybe smoking exacerbated it. But I mean, smoking usually doesn't really do much to you, it seems like. Harmful anyway. I mean, there's nothing out there really. So, like studies on it anyway that I've seen. So 3 possible sightings were brought to the attention of authorities. A neighbor and a retired motorcycle officer with the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Office recalled seeing a thin female with long hair walk by his house. Let me actually share this with you so you could see. Like Ponderosa Street. And then the road that's out from Ponderosa is going to be the other road that she was walking on. So I'll leave that up as I'm reading this so you guys can kind of see where she was. So he said that he recalled seeing a thin female with long hair walk by his house on Ponderosa Street with a piece of paper in her hand. Another neighbor who lives down the street on White Mountain Estates Road, west of Ponderosa Street, claimed to have seen Karlie during this time also with a paper in her hand. So when I first saw this and was reading about this and they said that she had a paper in her hand, do you think maybe she wrote down directions on how to get, because she was walking towards the highway? And if you think about it, somebody that's 18 has always probably had a GPS their whole life. They were born with a GPS. 2002, they were born with a TomTom or a Garmin. You know what I mean? Back then. So maybe she wrote down the directions to get out of there. Because I mean, look at this little place. This little place is small. And then Ponderosa's here. She walked it down like Ponderosa, and then she walked like this way, I believe. White Mountains Estates Road. Let's see. Yeah, because Highway 6 is here, and this is where she was heading, towards Highway 6. So we'll read the other ones, the other sightings. Let me find it first. So that was the second one, sorry. And then it says, finally a third witness who was cutting firewood saw a girl fitting Karlie's description in the vicinity of US Highway 6 standing behind a barbed wire fence. As such, investigators were able to determine she was likely last seen walking south towards the highway, approximately 30 yards east of it and 100 yards south of Sierra View Road. Let me see if we can put up Sierra View. Okay, so she was walking towards Highway 6. Okay. Wow. Such a small little area. It's crazy to think that this is like Bishop, California. Like, say, what? This place is in California? You know what I mean? Like, when you think of it, I know that there's like spots like this, but when you think of California, you think of it so being so populated. But it's definitely not. So some online sleuths have speculated that the girl seen by these witnesses was in fact Melissa and not Karlie. There has been no evidence found to substantiate either of these claims, as there are no security cameras on the exterior of the home, nor are there any gas stations or other markers in the vicinity with their own cameras. So can't really, nobody had a camera, I guess, on their house that day. Unless she just didn't walk in front of it. And I'm pretty sure that Karlie's parents would have been in a vehicle searching for her. They wouldn't have just been walking down the highway aimlessly, not knowing which way she went. A family friend has shared that Karlie had never given any indication that she wanted to run away or that she was involved in anything more sinister. A week-long search was conducted by the sheriff's office involving helicopters, searchers on horseback and off-road vehicles, and cadaver dogs. A total of 60 police personnel were involved and were aided by search and rescue teams who helped comb the surrounding area and Bishop. On October 25th, the efforts were officially suspended, but that did not stop private search parties from setting out to search the high desert and White Mountains. Throughout the course of the searches, Melissa would provide live stream updates via Facebook. Now, I'm wondering, living out there, I'm sure that there's like a lot of wildlife. I'm sure the weather that itself could be tricky out there. So maybe they only do searches for a certain amount of time. I'm just wondering why they kind of stopped, Oh, okay. Thank you, Harlow. It's hard to see the chat. And I don't know why I don't look down over here. Thanks for the effort, not Noodle Big Sin. Yeah, there's something with the stepmom. I don't know. Like, because I'm gonna come up. I have some theories that were like the theories that were floating around. We'll go over those. And yeah, it's just it's a lot. It's a lot. I just things, when people are unalived, whether intentionally or like unintentionally, maybe it's like an accident or unintentionally. I feel like I forgot what I was going to say now. I completely forgot what I was going to say. Okay, I'm just going to keep going. I don't even know what I was going to say with you guys now. You know what? Hold on one second. I'll tell you. I'll be able to figure it out. Hold on one second. Oh, I don't know. I was going to say something about the stepmom, but I just can't think of what I was going to say now. And it's bothering my head. I was going to say something about her. Oh, that's what I was going to say. Thanks, guys, because that helped. Usually unalivings happen to somebody. And when they happen, it's usually by somebody that they know. You know what I mean? Like, that's why they work your inner circle first. So with her stepmom, like there is the possibility that maybe she came home that night, she was high as a kite, and something happened to her in her sleep. And maybe stepmom woke up and was like, holy crap. Or, maybe the stepdad or the dad and the stepmom. I don't know. But then you would be like, why didn't they find why didn't they find Karlie? If they put her somewhere, why didn't they find her? But the mom said that they didn't test the bedding, which I think they should have tested her stuff in her bedroom. So, I just feel like with it being somebody, that's where you look first and then you move outward. Now, if she was walking towards the highway, who's the number one person that you'd call if you needed a ride, your boyfriend. So, I mean, there's that option too. Also, if you need a ride and you're on the highway, you could put your thumb out. I mean, maybe a truck driver would stop by. I don't know. But there's like a lot of possibilities that for that to happen. But it says here, posters with Karlie's image and description were put up in grocery stores, gas stations, on light posts, and in diners across Eastern California. A week after she went missing, the sheriff's office set up a checkpoint along Highway 6, and while 50 people shared they'd driven through the area on October 13th, none recalled seeing anyone matching her description walking along or near the road. In December 2018, bloody underwear was found near some coyote scant. It was collected for testing, but was not sent to the right facility and was instead delivered to the California Department of Justice. The sheriff's office has since stated they do not believe the underwear to be linked to the case. Well, of course they're going to say that now because they contaminated their sample. There have not been reported sightings of Karlie There have been reported sightings, of Karlie in California and Nevada, but none of them turned out to be her. In January 2019, 18-year-old Jameis Dolan pled guilty to contributing to the delinquency of a minor in relation to Karlie's use of weed at the party the night before her disappearance. She disappeared. He initially was arrested on allegations that he provided the weed to her. As of today, the case is still being investigated as a missing persons case due to the lack of evidence that a crime occurred. Investigators do not currently have a theory as to what happened and as such are open to all possibilities. Although their tip line has received numerous calls, there have been no viable leads. Given the lack of evidence or direction, no one has been cleared of involvement and no one has been charged in relation to the case. A private investigator who was hired by Lindsay, which is her mom, has said the sheriff's office has not followed proper protocol when investigating Karlie's disappearance, citing the fact that they didn't take her bedding for analysis. They also did not search through the family's cars. You can see where her brain's going. Lindsay fears her daughter may have overdosed on the night she went missing, while Melissa believes she was abducted. Lindsay, so I don't know. Mom, stepmom. Lindsay recalls a chat she had with her daughter where she asked about LSD. This has led her to suspect she took the drug and was high in that night. She feels Melissa awoke to find Karlie had died that night, this given her lack of credibility, as she shared 4 to 5 stories about the events of that night. Melissa denies this and any involvement in Karlie's disappearance. It gets crazier and crazier. What's a focal seizure? Ashley, is that, I want to say the face, but I know that's probably not right. That just sounds like face, but it's not. I think it's because the spelling. You're going to be like, girl. Exactly. I don't think so either, Harlow. Especially if you wake up the next morning. And then, you know what I mean? Like, she didn't get a lot of sleep. She got a little bit, though, a few hours. Oh, I will, Lori. Yeah, I think that we're going to have to do a couple lives over this one because it's a lot. Like when I was like doing research for today, I was like, this is a lot. So what we'll do is we'll see where we're at after this and with Nancy Grace, and then we'll come back and we'll slither through. And well, that's because I know on the FBI website, they have videos of the stepmom and the dad like talking. And I was like, oh, what did I just step into? But it was right before the live. And I was like, crap. And then I know they went on Dr. Phil, and we've streamed Dr. Phil before and it was fine. So I would like to see the Dr. Phil episode. I didn't see that. Yeah. I think I have a feeling that all of our missing persons cases are going to be like that, where we're going to need more than one day to cover them. So this is the theories that have been floating around that I found. So the theory provided by Lindsay and many online sleuths is that Karlie died as a result of a drug overdose. Many feel she had never made it out of the house alive, and some have noted that Karlie's erratic behavior could not have solely been the result of her having smoked weed. This leads to Lindsay's belief that her daughter had taken a stronger drug, possibly LSD, which would explain her behavior and strange thoughts on the night she went missing. And that's one thing. Like, I'm wondering what they feel now. Like, I couldn't find anything like as of like right this moment, like what her mom thinks, what her stepmom thinks, what her dad thinks, because it looks like they still have the same thoughts that they thought back then. So that almost tends to make me think that she didn't have anything else in her system. Or you think that they would say, okay, she had LSD, she had some, like whatever it was laced with, and that's what contributed to her death. You know, even if they didn't find her, but it's just very strange. So it says, as aforementioned, there's no evidence Karlie died in the family home, but there's no evidence that she didn't. And given the lack of a body and suspects, it's difficult to say if this is what occurred. A popular theory in the case, and one that has been suggested by Melissa and Zachary, is that Karlie was kidnapped, most likely while walking along Highway 6. During an interview with the Gusé family, Dr. Phil speculated that she may have been picked up by human traffickers while walking along the highway, meaning there is a possibility she could still be alive but forced to work in prostitution. Now, Dr. Phil, you're a freaking idiot. I'm sorry, but I'm going to say that. Did we all, I mean, I know the highways are like highways, but did y'all see this highway? What are the chances that this early in the morning she would be walking along this road that only has 500 people that live in the whole damn town, and a truck driver that's trafficking women would stop and pick her up? Like, to me, I'm sorry, that doesn't, I mean, I hope she's alive, but I don't see that being a possibility. I do see maybe her leaving, but then I don't know why she would never come back. Like, I could see that more of a possibility, as being more of a possibility than her getting picked up by some human trafficker, getting her to work in the field. I just don't see that. Yeah. She's this long. Yeah. She's a working girl. You know what I mean? It's crazy. And then for Dr. Phil to say like she could still be alive. I don't know. I could see it being so dramatic. I really could. And I do like Dr. Phil, but I could see it being really dramatic. And this is one that I wasn't familiar with, but a final theory states that Karlie's disappearance is related to that of Madeline Lingenfelter, who went missing from Reno, Nevada on September 19th, 2018. But there is no evidence to support this theory, as Madeline's body was eventually located and her cause of death was deemed a suicide. Now, I wonder out there if they have minds. See, these are things we can look up throughout some lives too. You know, like if they have like a mine or something, like if she could fall down something like a mine shaft. But she would have to know where it was. Yep, 16. Yep. It's crazy. So then this is there's just like one more page after this. So this is the aftermath. The Bring Karlie Home and Justice for Karlie Gusé Facebook pages have been created to help raise awareness about the case. Karlie's disappearance has been featured twice on Dr. Phil's show, with her mother, father, and stepmother all making appearances. The case has also been covered on the Crime Stories with Nancy Grace podcast, which we'll cover tonight. Throughout the investigation, the family has been subjected to ridicule and cruel comments by those online who believe Melissa and Zachary had something to do with the disappearance. At the beginning of every football game in Bishop Union High School, the announcer reminds attendees to keep Karlie in their thoughts and prayers. Lindsay has kept up with a constant stream of social media posts in an effort to keep awareness on the case in the public eye. She has pleaded for anyone with information to come forward and report what they know to authorities. It's sad. So this is just some contact information. So Karlie Lain Gusé went missing from Chalfant, Mono County, California in the early hours of October 13th, 2018. She was 16 years old and is believed to have been wearing a white t-shirt, Vans shoes, and either dark gray sweatpants or a pair of skinny jeans. It has been noted she was not dressed for the harsh elements of the surrounding desert. At the time of her disappearance, she stood at 5'7" and weighed 110 pounds. She has brown hair and blue eyes, and her left nostril is pierced. Currently, her case is classified as endangered missing. If alive, she would be 21 years old. Those with information are asked to contact the Mono County Sheriff's Office at either, and the numbers below, 760-932-7549 or 760-932-5678. Or you can call the tips into the FBI, 916-746-7000. Tiny, yes, very tiny. I know, her poor mom, I was thinking that when I was reading it. That's what I was wondering too, like caves or like mines or something. Yeah. And then imagine being the mom, not being, you're not there. You're not, you don't live there. You live 160 miles away. And then, you have full custody. So like, I'm assuming she's probably feeling like terrible because, she had full custody, but Karlie wanted to stay with her friends. So she was letting her stay with her friends, She probably thought she has 2 more years till she graduates. I'm going to let her stay, be a good mom, Now we'll go over this a little bit here. Because there is cannabis-induced psychosis. And it says right here, while psychosis is most often associated with other mental illness, substance can also trigger it. Marijuana may trigger an episode of psychosis, although the reaction is not very common. And it means that it is acute. It says this means it begins suddenly and stops once the drug has left the individual's system. So like, I wouldn't think. But it says treatment usually involves placing the person in a calm environment and administering antipsychotic medication. Okay, so she already supposed to have the calm environment. She's reading the Bible, she's coloring, she's talking, she's hanging out, but she didn't have the antipsychotic medication. But still, maybe she didn't have that calm environment. Maybe they were yelling at her. What is in you? What do you have in you? What did you take? I know it's more than weed. Maybe it was one of those deals. But it just says that it's like down here, it says pretty much that it's more for a mental illness because marijuana doesn't normally cause this. But if it does give you, I just looked up symptoms. So marijuana psychosis symptoms: delusions, hallucinations, dissociation, disorganized thoughts, affective and behavioral changes. But it says it'll be out of your system within like the time that, when the drug leaves your body. She shouldn't have been able to consume too much in a half hour. You know what I mean? Wasn't like she was getting sick and vomiting. It didn't sound like. It's crazy. Yeah, she was banking on Karlie's father. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, and then I didn't get to listen to Nancy. Like I listened to a little bit of it before I came on and I was like, oh, this is going to be good. So Nancy she questions her like credibility within the first like minute of the podcast. I was like, dang, Nancy. I was like, dang. But it says here, like, let's see, can weed psychosis symptoms be dangerous? It says, most people who experience weed psychosis symptoms are not dangerous. However, there's a possibility that someone who has lost touch with reality may exhibit behaviors that pose a risk to themselves or to those around them. Delusional thinking, for instance, may cause someone to firmly believe that their best friend is out to get them, and they may feel the need to protect themselves. That was like the car, she was in the car. Paranoia is one of the more common delusions triggered by marijuana use. I don't see it. Thank you, Lori. Thank you. She said, this is a great live. Thank you so much. I don't see that being marijuana. I mean, I know a lot of people that smoke marijuana throughout my life, including myself. We've all smoked marijuana probably. I've never had cannabis psychosis symptoms. Not that I'm aware of. Pretty sure I would know that. But that's just, you know what I mean? And it wasn't like this was her first time smoking either. Like she's kind of seasoned in it. I mean, she was kicked out of school. She got caught. Now, unless she has the worst luck like myself and gets caught for everything the first time she does it, she probably has done it a little bit before she got caught. So I think that she would know her limit. Like maybe she would go over her limit, but I don't think that she would go over her limit so much so to where the next morning she'd wake up and still be stoned. But let me go ahead and play this here for us. Let me actually rewind it back a little bit. Whoopsie. What are you doing, Nancy? Oh, come on, Nancy. Sorry. Since I already have it doing this, I'll go ahead and get it ready and then okay. Sorry about that, guys. I didn't mean to hit that button and I did. So I got her on podcast. I couldn't find her on Fox Nation because, so I searched and I realized after I was searching for like an hour that Crime Stories video only came out during 2020, like during 2020. So the year 2020. And so I was like, oh, that makes more sense. So I went through like 500 of Nancy's videos today looking for this. See, my mom said that too, paranoid. My mom never smoked. She didn't like it. Made her paranoid. But my dad did. We're all adults. He hid it from me. He tried. Poor guy. He smoked like barely enough to even say you were a smoker. And I never was there whenever he would do it. But it was always once I left the house, I'd always come back for a second because I would forget something. And he would be running around the house like, dang it. But, never made my dad paranoid. Never seen him act crazy. Well, I mean, not due to marijuana use. But I'm going to go ahead and play this. I think I have it through the commercials too. So it should be right where Nancy's talking. It's your time to shine there, Nancy. She's back there hanging. But I do have some pictures of Karlie that I can put up. So that way we have like a visual. I did get some downloaded. Now, some of them aren't the best quality because of course, for some reason, they just didn't come out the best, but I do have some pictures for you guys. Oh, look at that. All the weed induces seizures for you. Ashley, wow. Remember for 9 months, look at that. Wow. Now I need to go back up because I didn't see her. Oh. I was just reading the comments for a second. Yeah, I'm just reading your comments. You guys have such good comments. Yeah, you guys are smart. 1 more day in 6 months. Oh, Cheryl, that's awesome. It feels like you've been a member longer than 6 months. That's awesome. And thank you guys all for being here, and I appreciate it. If you guys don't mind just taking a second to hit the like button, I'm not going to interrupt Nancy too much, I don't think, but sometimes I get heated and I do. So I'm going to go ahead and play her here. And this is back from 2018. So this was a long time ago, Nancy. We'll see how she was back then. She didn't take no crap then either.
They're searching for a 16-year-old girl missing in Mono County, east of Yosemite National Park. Karlie Gusé was last seen early Saturday morning in Chalfant, about 14 miles north of Bishop. Authorities say she doesn't have her cell phone or any personal belongings with her and may be disoriented. Police dogs and helicopters have been assisting in the search, but as of last night, they've not been able to locate her. Karlie, described to be 5'7", 110 pounds, with dark blonde hair and blue eyes.
Where is Karlie Gusé? Tip line 760-932-7549. This is Crime Stories. I'm Nancy Grace. We are trying to find answers in the disappearance of a gorgeous young girl, Karlie Gusé. We know that investigators have searched nearby neighborhoods and the desert terrain using helicopters and scent dogs. They have not found any clue. Listen.
She's 5'7", about 115 pounds. She has blue eyes and the cutest little nose and a great smile. And her hair goes all the way down past her, like to her belly, let's say, mid-waist. And she left in her jeans and a t-shirt. So I'm putting it out there and just go for it. Everybody help me out here. I love you all. Everybody please watch, share, your friends share, my friends share. Everybody just share the shit out of it. All right. Thank you.
You are hearing the stepmother of missing Karlie Gusé. That is Melissa Gusé begging for help. Karlie is missing, and joining me right now is that stepmom, Melissa Gusé, and the bio dad of Karlie Gusé, Zachary Gusé. Zachary and Melissa, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Melissa, my first question is this. I understand that you last saw Karlie in bed with you at around 5:30 a.m. Is that right?
Around 5:45, yes.
Okay. I've gotten 5:30 and I've gotten 6:30, but now you're clarifying it's 5:45. Now, in your Facebook Live, you said that she was wearing jeans, I think.
Yeah, I only said that because she always wears her skinny jeans. So I just assumed that she had her skinny jeans on.
Would she have worn blue jeans to bed?
I had picked her up and she had her skinny jeans on.
I know, but I mean, when you were in bed with her at 5:45 a.m., did she still have on her jeans?
No,
Okay. So,
she had a t-shirt and just her underwear.
okay, let me
You're just
understand.
gonna call her
because
out.
in the Facebook Live, I'm trying to get the description of what she had on the last time you saw her out there. So in the
The
Facebook,
last time I saw her in our home, she only had a t-shirt and her undergarment.
okay, then that Facebook Live that you blasted out saying, look for her in the skinny jeans. What are we supposed to do with that?
Yeah,
That's not right.
well, yeah, I was in a panic.
I'm sorry, y'all. I didn't get to hear that part. She said, what are we supposed to do with that? I'm about to write Nancy right now and be like, I know I'm a little too late on this, like 5 or 6 years too late, but that is gold. Now we need more people like Nancy in the world, asking the tough questions.
And she's not one to go out of the house in sweatpants or anything but her skinny jeans.
Okay. All right. So the last time you saw her, she was not wearing what was on the Facebook Live. She was wearing a t-shirt and undies. All right. Question. Were her PJs, was the t-shirt found in the home after she disappeared?
No.
Okay. What was on the t-shirt? What was it?
From what I can remember, it was like a Vans t-shirt or some kind of t-shirt that had a logo on the back and then the small one over like where your heart is.
Got you. Was it white, blue? What was it?
It was like a white creamish color.
Okay. Do you know what the t-shirt said?
No.
Okay. Do you know the colors of the t-shirt?
It was like a white creamish and then the logo was also very light.
Okay, got it. And that t-shirt that she was in bed with wearing at 5:45 is not in the home. That tells me she's still in the t-shirt.
Yeah, I could not find that in her laundry or anywhere.
Okay, got it. Now, what about her skinny jeans? Are they missing?
You know, I wouldn't even be able to say yes or no because she has so many clothes. She has like 20 pairs of skinny jeans and 50 different shirts. She has a lot of clothes.
Okay. Regarding the skinny jeans, were they black or blue?
The ones that she had worn the night before were light blue.
Light blue. Are those missing? The ones she wore the night before? Are they in the dirty clothes? Where are they? I'm trying to figure out what was she wearing when she disappeared.
I don't know. Because the two confirmed neighbors said that she had the white shirt and gray sweatpants.
Okay, are the gray sweatpants missing?
I don't know.
Okay.
she has so many clothes, I can't even.
Let me ask you this. Her cell phone. The boyfriend that came over said her cell phone, which I'm surprised she left it behind, but that the cell phone was by the bed. When the cops got there, the cell phone was on the island or in the kitchen. Is that part right?
No, the cell phone was in the kitchen the whole time.
Okay, got it. Let me think. Do you know the code to get into her cell phone?
Yes.
Okay. Did you go into it to find out who she last texted?
Yes.
Okay. Who was she last speaking to and what time?
I don't remember the time, but I was the last person that had called her. About 9 o'clock. Yeah, it was 8:30 the night before because we got home at 9. Like 8:30.
So she was in the home at 9 p.m. Friday night.
Correct.
Okay, got it. Joining me also, in addition to Karlie Gusé's stepmother, Melissa, is her biological dad, Zachary. Zachary, thank you for being with us. We have got callers trying to nail down what happened and what the timeline is. Tell me what your recollection is, Zachary, of the night Karlie, your little girl, goes missing.
The night or the morning of?
Well, what you recall. I assume you went to bed.
Right. Well, I got home just after work. Had a drink a couple beers. Melissa and Karlie showed up. Karlie was acting paranoid. Little.
Wait. What do you mean by that? Why was she acting paranoid?
She had admitted to smoking
Zachary?
marijuana.
Yeah, she had added.
Whoa. I want to go to Zachary. What was
Okay,
she
that's
doing
fine.
to seem paranoid to you?
She had admitted to smoking marijuana, and as the reason why Melissa went to go pick her up early.
What was she doing that was acting paranoid to you?
Scared.
I know, but what did you observe about her that seemed she was paranoid?
She just was acting very nervous and scared about her phone, about us being around her at moments, and then at other moments she'd change and just say she loves us and ask us if she was okay. And of course, we said, yeah, you're the.
When you said she was acting nervous and afraid to be around you, what was she doing to make you think that?
I don't know. She smoked pot. I don't know what was wrong with her.
I know, but you're telling me that she told you or told your wife she had marijuana. All right.
Yeah.
You're saying she's acting paranoid. What
Right.
was she doing? Was she pacing the floor? Was she biting her fingernails? Was she twitching? Was she crying? Was she anxious? Was she on her phone? Did she call 911? What was she doing to make you tell me that she was acting paranoid? Because I've never seen my children act paranoid. And I don't know what that even looks like for a child.
I'm just going to say right now, I love Nancy. I freaking love her. I freaking love Nancy. This is pre Tanya Nancy. Well, actually, I've been watching her since I was a little girl, but not on this channel. But Nancy was a prosecutor, but why was she not a cop? She needs to be an interrogator. She was asking the questions. She was like, I'm steering this car. But I found this online, and he was charged. Her dad was charged with corporal. Let me make sure I'm saying this right. Felony count of corporal injury to a spouse. Now, I'm not sure what that is, but I'm going to look that up right now. I'll let you know in the chat. But yeah, I wanted to tell you guys that. But Nancy's asking the right questions. I like her.
What was she doing?
She was just standing in the corner, afraid of not being safe.
Did she say that?
Yeah, she felt like she wasn't safe.
Oh, okay. Well, now I'm hearing something after many questions. She said she was afraid. What was she afraid of?
I really wish I knew.
So when she said, "Dad, I'm afraid," you didn't say, "Of what? Why are you afraid? What are you afraid of?"
Yeah, I did. I asked her several times, and she said, "I don't know."
Melissa, what do you recall? What was she saying? I'm trying to figure this out so I can figure out what may have happened to her. What was she afraid of? Because to me, the fact that she's telling you guys she's afraid and then she goes missing can't be separated. That's important, Melissa. What was she saying she was afraid of?
She kept saying, "I don't know." I said, "What are you afraid of? You're home. We're safe." And she said, excuse me. She said, "I don't know." And I was like, "Well, we're here. You're home. You're safe. It's okay." And then she was just very up and down with being paranoid. And then the next minute she was like, fine. It was like a roller coaster with her. And then that's when we said, well, maybe it was laced with something, but we don't know because nobody's saying anything and everybody says that it was just marijuana.
Melissa, did you video Karlie that evening?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I wanted to show her the next morning how she was acting.
And what does the video show?
It's just a voice clip. It wasn't like a video of anything.
Okay.
It's of her talking to me.
What was she saying?
She was saying all sorts of things. She wanted me to spend the night with her. She wanted me to paint her toenails. She wanted to paint my toenails. She wanted to color. She wanted to read the Bible. She wanted to write. There's just so many things.
Okay, that sounds crazy right there. Let me think this through. So where is the video now? Have police seen the video?
No.
Why? Did they not want to see it?
Did you say boys?
Police.
Oh, police. Yeah, I believe they have it because our phones have all been flashed.
I mean, did you show it to them?
Yes.
No, she didn't. She's lying. She a liar. She's a liar. That's crazy. I'll have to find that audio, Harlow. If you know where it's at, let me know. If not, I'll find it. Because I was looking for it earlier because I want to know. Yeah. I want to know if the audio is out of her, just recording her that night. Because I wanted to know. I want to hear what she says. I want to hear how she's acting, I know that when you do psychedelic drugs in general, I have so many friends that used to like experiment with those and they would always try to get me to try. And I'm like, no, because I have anxiety way too bad. But I know that they would always tell me, Tanya, it's all about who you do it with. As long as the people that you're around are calm, cool, and you're in a good environment, then you're usually pretty cool. I'm just wondering if she was put into an environment on those drugs that wasn't a calm, cool environment. Like who is coloring and reading the Bible at 3 a.m? I mean, I don't know. It's just a lot it's a lot to believe. You know what I mean? It's a lot.
Good, good, good. Let me ask you this. Was the door locked when you guys went to sleep that night?
No, we don't lock our house.
Was there
And I spent
any
the whole night with Karlie in her bed.
Yeah. Did you guys have a dog? Is there any way you would be alerted if there was an intruder?
Yeah, we have a dog. She would have started barking. Ugh.
And nothing like that happened.
No,
Okay. Do
I
you
was
guys
in her bed laying with her
Okay,
the
now
whole night.
then at 5:45, what happened? You say you saw her the last time at 5:45 in the morning in bed with her. What happened at 5:45?
Yes. And then I fell back to sleep.
Okay.
And then when I woke back up, it was like 7:15, 7:30, so she was gone.
So the working theory is between 5:45 and 7:30, she disappears. Are any of her shoes missing?
Yeah.
Okay, let me ask the obvious next question. What
Well,
shoes?
now several.
What?
There's several pairs of her shoes missing now. Of the investigators and everything. But she always wears Vans, and her one pair of Vans was missing when they went into her closet. So that's why I believe that she was in her Vans.
Were those missing that morning?
Yeah.
Okay. To Robin Walensky, crimeonline.com investigative reporter, what do you make of it?
Well, I think that the clothing and the shoes is critical because the weather in that area of the country at night is going to be very cold. So did she leave on foot? Did she indeed have those sneakers on? Was she barefoot? Did she wander off? Did someone else come into the house and say, hey, come with me? I think the clothing is absolutely critical. I think that any video from any other homes in the area, the local stores, a 7-Eleven, a gas station, has she been seen? I think security tapes really need to be reviewed. But I think it's critical if someone had on sneakers or they're leaving barefoot or they're in socks. I think that what she was wearing, there needs to be an inventory done of her clothing as to really what she was wearing at the time.
Just got Morgan joining. Oh, go ahead, Zachary.
I was just going to ask, how many people in the world know the exact amount and what clothes their kids have? Because I have 3. Trust me, I just don't know. I wish I did.
Zachary, I can tell you right now that my son is wearing a pair of black laceless tennis shoes, and my daughter is wearing a pair of tan low cut Converses. I know exactly what shoes and what socks they're wearing, but on the other hand, they're younger and I laid those clothes out for them. So I know what they have on right now. I'm just wondering, if she, as you were saying, was disoriented the night before. Did she take off her clothes and leave them in the floor? Did she wake up and put those back on? Because right now we can't even tell people what to look for if she's wandering around because we don't know.
Well, as far as we know, it's tennis shoes, Vans, a dark pair of sweatpants, and a white T-shirt. That's what we know.
And that was confirmed by
3
different people. 2 neighbors, and then one.
Okay, now I'm just hearing that for the first time. Tell me about that. What did the 3 neighbors say?
Okay, so when we first went out searching in the morning, we searched for 2 hours, and one neighbor that lives on our street, he's older, and I asked him, I said, did you see my daughter walking down the street, a young girl? And he said, yeah, actually I did. And I said, do you know what time? And he said, it was about 6:30. And I was like, okay. And then as the searching and everything keeps going on, we have had 3 more people. 2 are neighbors who live right in this community that saw her wearing a white T-shirt, gray sweatpants, and tennis shoes. walking west on our road. And then the other one confirmed person was a wooder, which is like somebody who goes out to chop wood. He saw her at 7:30 down by Highway 6.
Where in the world do you think she was headed?
I have no idea.
Not a clue.
I wish I knew.
Do you know another parent or a soon-to-be parent and expecting mom or dad? Please don't give them another onesie or another toy that you know is going to end up in the garage or at the Goodwill. Give them something that matters. And what matters the most? Protecting your child. What do you love the most in the world? That matters. Find out how to protect, God forbid, a toy gun. Just what I
Missing still. My name is Melissa Gusé. If you're going to watch this video, please do not have the kids around. Karlie Lain Gusé is missing still. She's been missing since. Breathe. She's been missing since 6:30 a.m. The last time that I spoke to her was 5:30. She didn't take her cell phone. We're coming up on 10 hours that she's been missing. And I want to put this on blast because I don't think she's out in the desert. I think that she could have been abducted or taken because we do live by a highway and it happens, and I'm being real.
Where is Karlie? Help us bring her home. Tip line 760-932-7549. Let me ask to Robin Walensky. I'm hearing that police have not been able to confirm those neighbors saw Karlie. What do you know about that, Robin?
Yeah, I think it's still being looked into. I think that everyone on the block is going to be interviewed in depth. And they're going to,
Well, when are they going to confirm it? I mean,
that's a great question. I will tell you this, though, that you know this, Nancy, that people have very selective memories. They've done studies. You put somebody in a room and someone's wearing a black shirt, and red pants or white sneakers, and they commit a crime and they say, hey, what do you remember about that guy? And then, especially if the person is older, people remember things very differently. So they're going to have to take those neighbors and interview them separately and find out, what's up and what's down. Did they really see her or not? At 6:30 in the morning, 7:30 in the morning on a Saturday, why are these people outside? How did they see her? I have a lot of questions.
Zach and Melissa are telling us 3 neighbors saw it. If even one of them are correct, then that was her. Also, the fact that 3 of them separated in time and space have all 3 stated, at least to Melissa and Zachary, if not police, that they saw her. One corroborates the other. You see what I mean?
Well, what was her demeanor? The key thing is her demeanor. Was she running around in circles alone, acting crazy? Was she having some sort of breakdown? Was she with the boyfriend? Was she with some stranger? There's a lot of questions here.
She was by herself. She was by herself, and all witnesses have already been questioned and confirmed that, yes, it was her.
Oh, so police have confirmed the sightings, Melissa?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so let me go out to Joseph Scott Morgan, forensics expert.
Nancy's going to do something.
Joe Scott, this investigation is going in so many directions, but if these 3 witnesses are real, okay, then that's a serious lead. If those 3 are real, and I know what Robin Walensky is saying, I've had defense attorneys say that in court a million times, and there is a grain of truth to it. There is that eyewitnesses can be wrong, but when you've got 3 different witnesses out of the neighborhood in 3 different locations that have not gotten together and cooked up a story, I can't imagine why they would, then that is a credible lead.
Yeah, yeah, it is. And plus, if they're marking time along this way, where you have these benchmarks where they're seeing this young girl at various locations that kind of match up. I think my question to the dad is this: you guys live in this very isolated area that's just adjacent to a lot of wilderness, and I'm just curious, do you guys actually live north of the community of Bishop?
Yes, about
Okay.
about 10, 12 miles north of the community of Bishop. Yes.
Okay, and then northbound of y'all is just kind of vacant. I mean, there's not a lot around that area. Was she seen headed toward Bishop or away from Bishop, with all of these neighbors on this timeline?
There's no clue to that. The clue of her heading down towards Highway 6 was good, because then it corroborated with the man who was going wooding in the morning that she was just standing on the side of Highway 6. No
Okay.
idea in which direction she would have gone on Highway 6. If I had to guess, I would say south, back to Bishop, because of friends, boyfriend, whatever.
Is that
That being
where,
my guess.
yeah, is that where you said her friends and whatnot, the boyfriend, is that where the school was located or where the school is located that she currently attends? Is it in that area there,
Yes.
or is it okay. All righty. Well, I was just curious because it's so desolate out in that area. And am I correct in stating that you guys live adjacent to a national forest, or is that an Indian reservation?
Yeah, we're in the, we do not live on an Indian reservation. There are Indian reservations in the town of Bishop that is south of us. There is an Indian reservation in the town of Benton, which is north of us.
Okay.
I don't specifically live on an Indian reservation.
I guess what he's trying to ask is the terrain around where she was headed. Is it desert? Is it mountainous? Is it populated? What is it?
Well, it's high desert, and in that we live not far from the Sierra Mountains. My house backs up to the White Mountains. Yeah, it's desert to mountains here. It's not.
What can you tell me? Okay, we've established the terrain, Joe Scott. So percolate on that for a moment. I want to ask about a call in of a possible sighting of Karlie in Lebec, California, at a gas station. What, if anything, do we know about that, Robin Walensky?
Yeah, I am not
At this
100%
point-
sure on that. I will tell you, Nancy, that the question that I have to the biological dad and stepmom is really what the state of mind was. And when she was being recorded by her stepmom, what were the exact statements? Was she suicidal? Was she upset with the boyfriend? Was there some other kind of spat going on with another girlfriend? 16-year-old girls fight all the time. Was she suicidal? What was her state of mind?
She wasn't suicidal. She was just very paranoid. She was scared. And then when she wanted to go to bed, she didn't want to leave my side. So I spent the whole night with her.
Guys, we are trying to find Karlie Gusé. She's a gorgeous young girl missing. Tip line 760-932-7549. You were just hearing from the biological father of Karlie Gusé. That would be Zachary, and the stepmother, Melissa Gusé. Remember, all three of these parents have been working with police, and they all three say that foul play is involved. What do we really know? Joseph Scott Morgan, author of Blood Beneath My Feet, professor of forensics, Jacksonville State University. Joe Scott, what's your take on the evidence?
One of the problems, Nancy, is that the waters are so muddied that you can't accomplish the task that's at hand, and that is finding this girl. That's the most critical thing here, because nobody can get on the same sheet of music. I'm hoping that the trail has not gone cold as far as physical evidence goes, that it hasn't been destroyed, that hopefully we can peg down some answers to try to get her found.
Joining me right now, Robin Walensky, crimeonline.com investigative reporter, where we are on this, bringing you the very latest updates by the hour on crimeonline.com. She's also an author of The Beautiful Life, the CSI behind the Casey Anthony trial. Robin Walensky, you and I have seen a lot of investigations. And let me just tell you something, Robin. I can tell you right now what John David and Lucy even had in their snack and what was in their backpack. The whole shebang, right down to their socks. Okay? Maybe I'm crazy and I own it. I own that. But they're all I've got. And I'm going to know everything I can about them, protect them, watch them, the works. I'm not taking away from these parents. Maybe they're doing that in their own way. Plus, their kid is a teen. All right. I imagine it's going to get harder as the years go by. But I want to know, Robin, what you believe the facts really are. What is going on? Because none of this is making sense to me.
Yeah, I'm with you. I have a little bit of a different take on it than your other guests. I think that the biological mother, it sounds to me that she was not there. Clearly, she may have known of dysfunction in the home if her daughter was unhappy with the stepmother. There's no consistency to anything.
And here's another thing. And I'm going to have to go to Dr. Brian on this. When I was talking to Melissa and Zachary, and I don't know if I could detect that or not with the mother, the bio mom, usually parents are like falling over, trying to give you all the facts that they possibly can. Okay. I felt like I was pulling teeth. I felt like it was a kind of a little bit of a confrontation trying to get facts out of the stepmother and the dad. On the other hand, Brian, they may have felt like they've been under attack. All right. So, and they're responding in that way. When anybody's in a corner and they're under attack, they come out defensive. Right. So I don't know what the truth of that is, but I'm a JD. I'm not a DDS. I don't know how to pull teeth. Okay. So I was having a hard time getting facts.
Well, yeah, and that the difficulty that everybody heard you having is the thing that is so curious. I mean, you and I have talked to a lot of parents, sadly, unfortunately, whose kids have actually gone missing due to actual abduction and foul play. They sound desperate to give us every piece of information that could possibly help find their child. They want to take a lie detector to rule themselves out. They want to give an inventory of the clothes. They want to get an accurate timeline. But if we really have witnesses saying they saw the girl outside the house, then it really doesn't matter if she had underwear or jeans or whatever on in the house. She left the house of her own, under her own power, it sounds like to me. That's a runaway.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. And it's, again, whenever I have family members of somebody missing, they are beside themselves trying to give you facts. And also, I mean, my model is always Mark Class. I mean, that guy practically laid on the courthouse steps begging for people to take his polygraph, take his DNA, take his fingerprints, whatever to help. Okay. In this case, maybe they all feel guilty, or maybe they all feel attacked in some way by, media, by everybody. So maybe that explains it all. But I would be in there going through her clothes, trying to find out what's missing, trying to find out if the shoes are there, so I could get an accurate description of what she's wearing. Also the cell phone. Joining me right now, in addition to Robin Walensky, Joseph Scott Morgan, and Dr. Brian Russell, is our Crime Online investigative reporter and journalist Lee Egan. Lee, tell me one thing off the bat is, have those 3 witness IDs in the neighborhood been confirmed by police?
We did confirm with Sheriff Ingrid Braun with the Mono County Sheriff's Department in California that 3 different people did indeed say that they saw someone who looked like Karlie walking through her neighborhood early morning, October 13th. Now, 2 of those people live inside the neighborhood, and then the other person lives outside of the neighborhood and said he saw her around a mile away from her neighborhood by a barbed wire fence. 2 of the people have never met Karlie before, so they wouldn't know who she was if they saw her, but they did give a description of the person that they saw, which matched Karlie's description. The other person that has met Karlie before said that they could not be 100% sure it was her, but it was somebody that looked like her.
Tip line 760-932-7549. Hold on, stop everything. We have got breaking news out of a DC jury trial. The so-called mansion murderer who
I don't know if Nancy was done or if she like or what. Hold on, let me go back 15 seconds. She could've freaked me out there.
Allegedly breaks into a home. Many people believe under mind. Hold on, stop everything. We have got
Indeed say that they saw someone who looked like Karlie walking through her neighborhood early morning, October 13th. Now, 2 of those people live inside the neighborhood, and then the other person lives outside of the neighborhood and said he saw her around a mile away from her neighborhood by a barbed wire fence. 2 of the people have never met Karlie before, so they wouldn't know who she was if they saw her, but they did give a description of the person that they saw, which matched Karlie's description. The other person that has met Karlie before said that they could not be 100% sure it was her, but it was somebody that looked like her.
tip line 760-932-754.
Okay, yeah, she was done. I was just making sure. Let me get all this stuff, the banners down and stuff like that. There I am. I did find this could be the audio. I was trying to find some audio or the audio of the night. So the night of the 12th, when Karlie came home, when she got home, she was supposed to be like, super intoxicated on this marijuana that might have been laced with something. So her stepmom, Melissa, takes her phone out. And she's like, I'm going to record. So this video looks like it might be the recording of it because I was trying to go through and it looks like they stopped talking for a minute, like right here, and they're listening. Like he even has his head in his hand. So we'll see what this if this is it. If not, I'll find the audio on our next live and I'll play it for you guys.
Audio of Karlie, and it's in my pocket, so it's kind of.
It looks like somebody recorded it off their TV.
Do you want to take a shower?
Okay. Yeah, it does sound like it is it. So it's up as loud as it'll go. So I'll put it back a little bit.
The audio of Karlie, and it's in my pocket, so it's kind of loud and scuffly. Do you want to take a shower? If it'll make you feel better? No. You're gonna kill me. Karlie, listen to what you just said to me. What? You said you're going to kill me. Don't kill me. Why would I kill you? That's preposterous. That's ridiculous. I'm eating the devil's lettuce. You're eating the lettuce that I just freshly chopped that I bought from the grocery store. I don't know why. I'm just. Why you would think it's the devil's lettuce? Because I'm just thinking all these demonic stuff and I can't help it. You're okay. You wouldn't call them? Why are you looking like that? Well, you just said you wouldn't. Would you call them? 911? For what reason? If there was an emergency? If there was an emergency, yes, I would always call 911. Yeah. Why are you scaring me? I don't know. Just don't look at my face. I have to look at you. No, you don't. Is it because I'm ugly? No, you're not. You're beautiful. You're ugly. I'm sorry. I love you. I love you too. Yeah,
I didn't.
What did the stepmom just say? Did she say something? Yeah, the stepmom just. Oh, we're going to listen to that again. This is weird, y'all. And then we'll watch this whole show here because it's only 3 seconds, but it looks like they're going to put on a little show for us.
Want to release the audio of Karlie.
Okay, so we're going to listen to this again. Because it sounded like the stepmom said, because I'm ugly, like she was making Karlie feel bad for her. And then Karlie was like apologizing at the end. I'm probably going to watch this a million times tonight.
This is the audio of Karlie, and it's in my pocket, so it's kind of loud and scuffly.
And you know what this reminds me of? I mean, I'm not saying that she did anything wrong, but hearing that audio reminded me of Letitia Stout and Gannon. It did. It really did. Because it's probably because I've been like researching this case a lot and, really like put a lot into it. And I didn't know this was out there. I've been looking for it all day. Should have went to Reddit. So.
Do you want to take a shower? If it'll make you feel better? No. You're gonna kill me.
I'm gonna play this again. I'm gonna rewind it because I've been interrupting it, but it's just kind of crazy that her stepmom took out her phone at this particular moment. And it's just, this is a weird conversation. It's not even like it's mentally, like mental health wrong. I don't know how to even explain it. It's almost like it sounds like to me, she almost came home like she was intoxicated, and it ended up being, instead of it being like an okay trip, like it was a bad trip for her. And then once she got home, it just was even worse, and probably brought on by her stepmom and her dad. It probably wasn't like a cool time when she got home. They probably weren't coloring and reading the Bible at 3 a.m. She's asking her right now if she wants to get in the shower. You know why she's asking her if she wants to get in the shower? Because her stepmom, Melissa, wants to go to bed. She wants to sober her butt up. She's like, you want to get in the shower? Think that'll make you feel better? Do you want some food? Do you think that'll make you feel better? So she gets her a salad. Nothing heavy, I guess. Something light on her stomach. But I rewound it, so we'll listen to it all again.
This is the audio of Karlie, and it's in my pocket, so it's kind of loud and scuffly. Melissa, do you want to take a shower? If it'll make you feel better? No. You're gonna kill me. Karlie, listen to what you just said to me. What? You said you're going to kill me. Don't kill me. Why would I kill you? That's preposterous. That's ridiculous. I'm eating the devil's lettuce. You're eating the lettuce that I just freshly chopped that I bought from the grocery store. I don't know why. I'm just why you would think it's the devil's lettuce. Because I'm just thinking all these demonic stuff and I can't help it. You're okay. You wouldn't call them? Why are you looking like that? Well, you just said you wouldn't. Would you call them? 911? And for what reason? If there was an emergency? If there was an emergency, yes, I would always call 911. Yeah. Why are you scaring me? I don't know. Just don't look at my face. I have to look at you. No, you don't. Is it because I'm ugly? No, you're not. You're beautiful. You're ugly. I'm sorry.
She says, just don't look at my face. That is insanity to me. We're gonna have to definitely do another live over this one. This is insanity. So she says, you want to get in the shower? No. And she says, I can't look at you, because she's seeing something, whether it is by a mental health crises point of view, or whether it was like a drug induced psychosis. She was definitely under some sort of psychosis. You failed. A big fat F. Should have taken her to the hospital. I mean, like, seriously, should have taken, at least. What was the worst that was going to happen? Nothing can happen to you. You didn't give her the devil's lettuce. You did, but you didn't give her the marijuana. So what would be the harm in taking her to the hospital to be checked out? If you don't want anyone to know, take her out further. I know it's an hour, a couple hours drive, but you could. You'd have your child. I just think that the dad wanted to drink his beers that night and didn't want to be bothered with the whole thing. He probably was already half lit and in bed at 3 a.m. And so he was, I could just see it. Oh man. Yes. We're going to do another live. And I'll look on the Facebook and everything. I'll get all the Facebook stuff on the next one. I'm going to write that down. I have my paper down here again. I feel like my desk is getting too small, but it's like huge. It's huge. Let's see. Where can I write this? Right here. And then I did put some other cases on the poll, but they were also close today too. So we'll probably just kind of do the ones that are on the poll. Maybe we'll You never know. We might even do more. We may even like extend it. You never know. It might be a Monday thing that we do. But if we're going to do this every Monday, I got to get a new chair. I swear I'm sitting down further than I was when I started. The hospital is about 20-minute drive. Yeah, I'm just saying if they didn't want to take her to that hospital since she had gotten suspended from school for smoking marijuana, maybe they were thinking like, oh, if we take her to the hospital, someone will find out because we live in such a small town. I mean, I grew up in a small town and they had 20-some thousand people there. I thought that was small. This is real small. Oh, wow. You got to tell me all the stuff that you know, Jay. You're right there. You're right in the heart of it. That's crazy. We have people everywhere. You know what I mean? You never know. Like literally, there's only, 600 some people that live there? Me too, Mike. I like this one too. Out of all the cases we've covered, like recently, I don't know, this one really like pulled me in. This one and Preston Lord, the one from this morning, that little boy. Oh my gosh. So we did a live this afternoon. Over Preston Lord. He was a 16-year-old boy that was beaten after a Halloween party. The cutest kid you'll ever see. Cutest kid in the world. I mean, really, he had like these really cute, honest, innocent kind of eyes. And so that was a hard case to cover too. But that was it. It was very interesting. Just like this one is very interesting to me. So that's why I wanted to make sure I had it all good for you guys. I was wanting to cover this case a while back, but then I just didn't. And then I never even like ended up looking into it. And then when I looked into it, I was like, oh, Lordy. Yeah, Kenny Veach, he's missing out there he was the one that went into he was going to go into the tunnel or the cave, but then he didn't go into the cave. We don't know if he went into the M cave. That was like the cave guy. He does kind of, Ashley. Ashley said TB, the case from this morning, he reminded me of Ethan Chapin. He does. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's those eyes. Yeah, I can see that. I could see that being like a younger Ethan. Oh, yeah. He's adorable. I'll have to post my picture. Took some pictures of the house today. I'll have to post them for you guys to see on the community tab. Because I made this place look like Christmas Wonderland. Like I'm calling it Winter Wonderland in the house. Like I've been going around for the last month. It's literally taken me till today to get everything out. But I got it all out. Yeah, the cave guy. I remember that. I've seen it on like something I watch on YouTube or something. The M cave. Yeah, he was going to go in, then he didn't go in. And he was like, it's mysterious. Now, do you think he just fell down on mine shaft? Because there are a lot out there, but I don't know. He seemed like he would stay out off the grid for like days on end. I mean, maybe like if you were out there for so long, maybe if you ran out of a supply, even though you thought, because like maybe you thought you had enough and you ran out, like maybe he was dehydrated and was like unsteady. But yeah. People don't just disappear. That's the thing. People don't. It's pretty interesting, Lori. Like it's a guy that he used to go out to like all these caves and he would stay out there. I guess he would stay out there like days on end and he would put his body through like grueling conditions. And so I'm wondering if those conditions over time really took effect over his body, but that's a good one too. I did have on the community tab. Let's see the other ones I had. Michael Monkey Vaughn and Summer Wells and Chiron Harmon. And 29% of you guys voted Summer Wells. Now, Summer Wells is a case that's just got so many twists and turns. It's hard to see what's right and left. But the good thing about me is I haven't watched a lot of the stuff. Like I haven't watched a lot of the craziness that's went on in that case to where I feel like I could come in with a clear head. I mean, I'll probably come to the same conclusion as everyone else, but I feel like I could come in with a clear head. I did cover the timeline of that case when I first started YouTube. I think it was probably, I don't even think I have a Summer Wells playlist. I think it was just like one video or two. And it was before I did lives. Oh, really? Hundreds of abandoned mines. Okay. Thousand open mine shafts, Jay said. So maybe if she was seen by like barbed wire fence, I'm just wondering where that was. But like, we'll have to look that up on the maps. I did have the maps up earlier of your guys' like your little town. I was like, oh my gosh, it's so small. But it looks so pretty out there. You guys have like, out west has the best views. I mean, I don't know. I can't say anything. We have the greenery. The greenery is really nice. But I do like the out west. It's very beautiful. It's just a different kind of beauty. The White Mountain Estates is surrounded by mines. Oh, wow. That's so crazy that they just have them like out there open. But I guess there's not like a whole lot of people. And if you live out there, you probably know about them. Now, do you know, Jay, if she lived there? She just, no, she didn't. She just moved with her dad, but she stayed with her dad. So I wonder, did she grow up there? Because that was one thing I couldn't figure out. Because it said once her parents divorced, she wanted to stay with her dad because she wanted to stay with her friends, near her friends. And so I was just I was wondering if maybe you knew that, if you knew the answer to that. I heard the dogs bark. Maybe that's our food. Vincent went and ordered us some food because I was hungry. He's like, are you hungry? I'm like, heck yeah, I am. Heck yes, I'm hungry. When am I not? Yeah. Yeah, they were, I think, 9 and 10 when she disappeared. That's crazy. I just don't, mine shafts are not like, they're not an East Coast thing. So they're not an East Coast thing. We don't really have mine shafts over here. Now we have underground tunnels, stuff like that. But yeah, if you guys didn't get to see the live from this afternoon, make sure you check it out if you guys want to. It was a really good live. It was pretty short too. I think it was like an hour. Yeah, Lisa, I know she was precious. I think we're going to do a live over her next week. Not a Canada thing. It's not a Tanya thing. Not a Tanya thing either, because Tanya would fall into a mine shaft. Vincent was putting pictures up today above our bed. And he's like, is that centered? And I'm like, sure. I was like, dude. I was like, Vincent, I have one eye. I can't tell what's centered and what's not centered. I was like, it looks great. So then he put them up and I was like, it's not centered at all. So he had to redo them, but it was kind of funny. Oh, before I get off here, I'll tell you a good story, because you guys have been on my dentist journey with me through, like, I don't know what it is with YouTube creators and they have dental problems, but I feel like I'm not the only one. Elisa said I want a Vincent. He's not for sale, but I could probably rent him out to you for a little bit. But oh, thank you, Lori. We have great people here. We really do. We really, really do. So, because you guys have all been with me on my dental surgery or my dental journey. So we went from having 6 teeth that they said they were going to pull. Remember? What? To only needing the one that I broke, on vacation. That one all the way in the back that's the only one that's pulled. To where we thought they were going to pull the one right here. Remember, I said this a couple of lives ago, but they told me that they might have to pull it. And I was like, okay, that's cool. Like, I was okay with it because I knew it's Ohio State. They know what they're doing. They wouldn't take something that they don't need to take from me. I've already lost enough. They already know the OI here, So I got a phone call at 12:15 today, right when I was supposed to go live. And it was the endodontist calling me back. And when I saw her last week, she said that she was like, I think we're going to have to pull it because I have an infection and it's about to my metal plate. And if it touches my metal plate, then they have to remove the metal plate and put another one back in, meaning my mouth gets wired shut again. We ain't doing that. So I said, just pull it. If we have to pull it, schedule me, let's do it. She's like, so she looked and she's like, I'm going to talk to my instructor. And because I kind of told her like the sob story a little bit. I was like, I lost my eye. I don't want to lose anything else. Like I used it. I don't ever use my eye as a crutch, but I did. I was like, don't take anything else if you don't have to. Like, if it's going to be easier for you to remove it and then you don't want to do the extra work, just do the extra work for me. So today she called me and she was like, we're going to try a root canal. And she's like, we're going to try to get all that infection out. And if she goes in there and there is a crack in my tooth, they may have to take it out. But she didn't even, she was like, but I don't think we're going to have to do that. She's like, I'm going to try to do like work around it. So thank you guys for the prayers. Cause I'll tell you guys, when you guys are praying for me, good things happen. Good things happen. So yeah, I'm like, went from 6 teeth needing pulled to 1. Tony Dunn had the girl sobbing in the break room. Ashley said, I hope I had her feeling a little bad. I was just like, I only knew her for like 5 minutes. So I had to hurry and, like get my wording in. Thanks, guys. Yeah, root canals are fine though with me. I'll do root canal all day. Then pull it. My teeth are so strong. The root is so strong. It's the top part I have the problem with. So when they go to pull it, it's like, it's bad. So they didn't give me antibiotics. She asked me if it was swollen. It's not swollen or anything. I can't feel any pain. And that's probably because I'm numb. But she told me that if it does swell or anything, let her know. She'll put me on some antibiotics right away. And then I go in January now to get it fixed. So what they're going to do is they're going to do a root canal, and then they put a crown over top of it when they're done. So you have like an extra protection. So, and it's half the price than if I were to go to someone else. And I really liked her. I thought she was awesome. So I'm just excited. So if you guys ever have any dental problems, go to a university, like a hospital. Get the students to do it. They normally will take insurance, and they are learning. And if they break it, they buy it. I mean, hello. You got abscess? Oh no. I'm praying for you, doodle bug. Yeah, and when they said infection, I was like, uh-oh. And I know that I haven't felt like myself in so long that if they get the infection out, I bet you I'm going to feel like a brand new person. Yeah, infections are not. Yeah. Yeah, no, yeah, infections are really bad. So, and I think that could be like just why I'm always feeling like sinusy too and just crappy, and I don't think it's just my sinuses from the metal. I think it's from all of it. So yeah, I hope that they can fix me on up. I mean, that's like an important one, Is it this one? I don't even know which one it is because it doesn't hurt. She kept looking at me like I was crazy. She's like, are you in pain? Are you sure? I'm like, I can't feel nothing, honey. I'm all numb right here from the surgery, from the metal implant. So that was why it got so bad before, because somebody did crappy dental work. I should call them and let them know. But I wanted to tell you guys about my good news because, you guys prayed for me, and I felt like that had a lot to do with why I got some good news today. But I will be on live tomorrow, and we will discuss this case or a new case. But I will be back tomorrow night. I'll be back earlier, 8:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I will see you guys all tomorrow. Have a good evening. I'm going to go eat some dinner. It's 11 o'clock. That's bad, but that's what I'm going to do. Bye, guys.